You are now listening to another episode of the Renegade Podcast, and I speak to the one and only Yuhoo Comic Reviews. He's a comic YouTuber, obviously is in the name, and he talks about a lot of things, a lot of issues in comics, racism, sexism, Islamophobia, everything in between. Very, very interesting. One of his videos popped off recently about Frank Miller and the decline of Frank Miller in the comics, and I found it really, really intriguing. So, as we do, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Hello! Hello. Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. Sorry about that.
It's all good, it's all good. It's all good,
I looked up Central Daylight Time, right? And
yeah.
If you look at EDT right now,
yeah,
it said it was 9:30, which is my time, but I felt like that was wrong.
Yeah.
It didn't feel right to me because I'm like, I live very south in the United States and
yeah.
you don't.
Yeah.
But then, so I was like, but you know what? Google said it. I should have looked harder, though.
Yeah, yes, but you know what? I'm glad you're here, man.
Thank you.
You know what's so, bro? You know what's funny, bro? When I discovered your channel, and more specifically, the Frank Miller video, which is the most popular video on your channel, I felt like, low-key, I felt like we're really similar in the way that we talk about comics. Because you literally were saying the things I was thinking about literally on YouTube, and it was super cool to see, so shout out to you for that.
Thank you. Yeah, I just try to, think about them in a way that's a little more analytical sometimes, but, you can still have fun with it, too.
Yeah. So let's talk about the name of the channel and the logo. Where did that come from? What was the inspiration, and was it like something in the moment, or was it something that you were always thinking about?
The name of the channel is, well, honestly, it's just been like a childhood nickname.
Yeah.
That my brother called me one time.
Yeah.
And then it kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And then it became my gamer tag for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, so now I got Yuhoo. And then I was just like, okay, so now I guess I'm going to review comics. So I'll just go Yuhoo Comic Review.
Yeah.
Easy for SEO. People can find comics and stuff. And then the logo came about. I made TikToks for quite a long time.
Yeah.
But I kind of just got to this point where I didn't want to be on camera like 24/7.
Yeah.
And especially when like reading scripts and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, people do this all the time. Like it's definitely possible, but for me, it's really hard to organically read a script and look into the camera.
Yeah.
But like I still wanted to be on camera, but I wanted that kind of like scripted element to be a little easier.
Yeah.
And I was talking to one of my friends about it, and he's like, "Oh, you should just get a little guy and move him around." I've seen a lot of YouTubers do that. So I asked my girlfriend, and she helped me out and made that little guy for me, and that's kind of how the logo came about and the username.
Wow, that is very, very interesting. So obviously, your most popular video, the Frank Miller one, did you expect that to blow up? Was that something that that video was something you always wanted to make, or was that something that it sort of came up in the moment type of thing?
I would say that I feel like you always want something to do well, so you kind of just like expect it, I mean, I don't like expect any of my videos to do well, but I also kind of want them to, of course, as a creator. I had a feeling. I feel like Frank Miller is a very controversial figure.
Yeah.
Who a lot of people know Frank Miller, right?
Yeah.
And so I had a feeling. I feel like not a lot of people have really talked about these later 2 books that I discussed in the video.
Yeah.
People only really talk about Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Yeah.
So if I can get him with the hook and be like, yo, Dark Knight Strikes Again is bad, but there's a sequel to that, and then there's another sequel to that, maybe it would lure some more people in and hopefully perform well, and it kind of did. I I feel happy with it. Like, obviously, I guess I don't really know if I like expected it to pop off or not, because I kind of always like want my videos to do well, like I said earlier. So but I'm also like not surprised if they don't. You know, I try to keep my expectations tempered. In terms of like, is it something I always wanted to make? I think the idea came to me actually only like a couple months ago. I just ended up getting my hands on the books, and I was like, I've always heard horrible things about it. And I don't know if you know this. So the first book, Dark Knight Returns, is really iconic. Right? A very good book. And I got the absolute edition of that book, which has Dark Knight Returns, but then the second half of the book has Dark Knight Strikes Again. So I've read Dark Knight Returns a countless number of times, and I just really wanted it in that absolute format, because it's like, it's blown up, it's beautiful, it looks really great. And then I had the opportunity to read Dark Knight Strikes Again, and I figured, you know what, might as well make a video about it. Because, you know, it's interesting. I think a lot of people have a lot to say about it. And it'll stir some controversy no matter what. So that's kind of like the genesis of the Frank Miller video, I guess. Okay,
that's interesting. That is very, very interesting. The one thing I noticed that you talk a lot about, you know, racism and Islamophobia, specifically in comics and just media in general. Like, was that something like when did you start noticing that in the comic sphere in general? It could be before YouTube or during YouTube or whatever.
I mean, I've kind of just always seen it. If you have read Dark Knight, or not Dark Knight, Batman: A Death in the Family. Right? You familiar with that book?
Yeah, I read it.
It's the one where Joker kills Robin. Very iconic story. I really liked comic books as a kid, and so obviously I read that one. In the book, right after Joker kills Robin, like the writers need some opportunity to have Batman confront the Joker, but give Joker this shield of immunity where like Batman can't touch him, right? Just to have this like really high stakes, like just confrontation of words. And the way they decided to do that was by making Joker the diplomatic ambassador of Iran for some reason, which was just a very strange and bizarre choice. And so like reading comics, you're just like, why is Joker in a turban and representing like an Islamic state right now? And you just think about it a little bit as a kid, and you're like, this just doesn't feel right. And then, you know, you watch Iron Man when you're a little kid, the whole thing in Afghanistan, right? And just generally, like, a lot of Marvel movies have a lot of propaganda, pro-U.S. military propaganda specifically baked into them. I think I probably became way more cognizant of this stuff in high school, but even when I was like a kid reading Batman: Death in the Family, I was like, what the hell's going on with the Joker right now, man? Like, I didn't have the words to articulate how weird it was, but it was there.
It was there for sure. Wow.
Can I real quick, are we like fully on the record right now? Like, is this just fully being recorded? Can I
it's being recorded.
Off the record?
Everything's being recorded.
Okay, cool.
It's the content that you make, and also I don't know if you're a Muslim or not, but like, how does that sort of Islamophobia affected you when you're like sort of growing up and stuff?
I was raised Muslim. I have Muslim parents, but I don't really practice.
Okay.
That being said, it's like still very much like a cultural thing. I'm very a part of and have been a part of, and will continue to engage in the capacity I feel comfortable. Right. Like, while I'm not like a practicing Muslim, I do feel a sense of identity from that.
Okay.
Living in the South, in the United States, honestly, it's not been too bad. In terms of Islamophobia, it's not, you know, I don't know what they make it out to be in Canada, but, you know, there's some problems, there's some racism everywhere. But like really going through my life, like I think there's definitely experiences that have happened to me where I'm like, okay, that might have been motivated by a certain factor, but
Yeah.
it's not something I could really stand up and go too in depth about, just because, like, I mean, it's also just the norm. Like, I don't know what it would look like outside of this as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But specifically living in the United States and in the South, and when it comes to, like, having that experience in you said in comics, right?
Yeah.
As well. I feel like just like having a pretty close proximity to like comic book shops. Like, I live in a pretty big city.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comic stores. There's a lot of people there's a lot of conventions.
Yeah.
There's a lot of just like movie theaters. I mean, some people live in tiny towns with like one movie theater, you know? What I mean? There's ample opportunity to engage in like pop culture and stuff like that. So I'm very fortunate to like live in kind of like a pretty sick city where there's like a lot of cool texture and fabric to the cultural landscape, I guess.
Okay. So it's interesting because, again, you mentioned what you just said about sort of, you know, there's certain things that you may have experienced that may have sort of a correlation to Islamophobia. But what would you say to people that don't really think that's a thing? Like, what would you say to people that think Islamophobia is just made up or it's something else? Like, what would you say to those people?
Honestly, man, it's really hard. I've been getting a lot of those people recently on that Frank Miller video. It's been pretty rough, but I've kind of just realized that, like, you can't really say anything. I think at some point, right? Like, that video I made, I feel like was a very educational and informative video that kind of carefully and calmly explained how and why Islamophobia exists to some capacity, right?
Yeah.
And people watch that video, and their gut reaction is, I don't know if they watched it to the point where I actually explained it or not, but a lot of people are just like, it's not real. So if I'm operating in good faith, right, like, I did a pretty good, like, not to tout my own horn or anything, but, like, I think I did a pretty good job explaining it. I did a pretty good job kind of telling people what it is.
Yeah.
And if they don't believe it after that, there's nothing I could really do. Like, it's unfortunate and it's sad that there are people that, like, bigoted.
Yeah.
But you can't waste your energy just, like, fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, some random dude on the internet is not going to be the straw that breaks that camel's back.
Yeah.
You just have to put out good information and hope that, like, it impacts people.
Yes.
And hope that it influences those that might be, like, on the edge. But like I said, sometimes it's just not worth it. You got to protect your peace when you can.
Yeah. Great answer. When did you start? What was the comic that made you fall in love in comics, and what was the sort of age range you started getting into it? Because you mentioned that you're reading it as you were younger, as a kid. So
yeah, when I was a kid, I just, like, some of my earliest memories are just watching, like, the Batman animated series TV show.
Yeah,
that was so sick. And, like, that 90s Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah.
And my dad was actually really big into comics.
Yeah.
And so he had, like, a big collection he kept hidden up in his closet. And I would always sneak up there and, like, take some comics and read them. Because he never wanted me to touch them. He was like, he viewed them as, like, collectibles. But I would always, like, sneak in and read them anyway.
Yeah.
And the first one that I have, like, a very visceral memory reading and, like, reacting to was Batman Nightfall.
Yeah.
That's the comic, the very classic 90s book where Bane and Batman fight, and Bane breaks Batman's spine into two pieces.
Yeah.
I just remember my dad had this, like, thick trade. It was, like, already, like, 10, 15 years old at that point. The pages were yellowed, and I just read that thing so many times until the glue started separating from the spine and the pages were falling out. But gosh, the art, the characters, it was such an accessible book. Like, you could just dive into that one, really not knowing anything about Batman's comic universe, and you got a really good understanding of where you're at, and it's great. Like, that's definitely the book that kind of pushed me into comics to fall in love with them. I did fall off comics for a little while. Like, I read them as a kid. Obviously, I got older you get different interests, whatever.
Yeah.
And then in what was it, 2021?
Yeah.
Or 2022? 2022, the Batman film with Matt Reeves comes out. Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson. That was so sick.
Yeah.
I watched it with my girlfriend, and I remember after we watched the film, we were just, there was a comic store like right next to the movie theater, and we were just walking around there, and I see Batman, The Long Halloween, and I'm like, I've heard so many good things about this book. Maybe I should just get it after watching that movie. Like now I feel like I want to read Batman. Yeah. My girlfriend was like, yeah, pick it up. So I pick up that book, and from that point forward, it was raps.
Yeah.
I was just reading comics like crazy at that point. That book really spiraled my current addiction.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Wow, that's an interesting story. So how can I say this? So how do you feel when, again, the Superman movie is going to come out next week on my birthday, funny enough.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday.
Yeah, I know. And
I think it's also July 11th, right?
Huh? Yeah, July 11th, yeah.
Nice.
So in the discourse around the movie, like, sure, like, obviously most of it, they're saying, like, most people that watch it are saying it's really, really good. But there's this one review, I'm not going to, again, this person spoiled the whole movie. I didn't even look at it. But one excerpt that was non-spoilery said that this movie is jam-packed with quips and one-liners and it's too unserious. And I'm just like, did this guy not read a Superman comic? Like, did this guy not watch any of the Richard Donner movies? Like, it feels like Man of Steel, as much as I like that movie, low-key kind of damaged Superman's image within the public. Because they have this expectation now that Superman should be this stoic figure when he's never been like that. That's the thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think as it's interesting you bring that up. I was just listening to do you know who Grant Morrison is?
Yeah, I know Grant Morrison, yeah.
I was listening to this. Oh, hold on one sec. Come on. Go. No. Stop. My cat just jumped on my PC. He's going to turn off the computer because his paw was on the power button. But I was listening to this Grant Morrison interview, and there's this really great quote Grant Morrison has about Superman, where he says, Superman isn't Hope Man. He's a Superman, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's really interesting in today's day and age, because there's this, like, conversation that we always have, like, Man of Steel was too dark and edgy, or, like, James Gunn is going to be too lighthearted and quippy. And it's like, I think both of those things can, like, coexist, right? Like, I think you can have a Superman who's maybe a little darker and edgier. You could have a Superman who's more lighthearted. I think at the end of the day, what really defines Superman is his, like, abilities, right? It's the fact that he saves people, right? He's an alien that saves people. The quote was, it wasn't called Hope Comics, it was called Action Comics.
Yeah.
Right? And that's, like, kind of what Superman is. It's an action story about this guy who does whatever it takes to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
And I think, I haven't watched the Zack Snyder movies in so long.
Yeah.
I'm not, like, a Snyderverse fucking stan or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, I do think it is really interesting to see people have such visceral reactions to the way these, like, fictional characters are portrayed. Because, I think diversity is good. Even if it's not, like, an accurate portrayal, it's still interesting to at least try something new. So, have Superman joke, have Superman, be dark and moody. As long as it's, like, a good movie, I don't really mind. That's kind of just what I'm looking forward to as, like, a baseline. But I'm excited. It's James Gunn. I think he is a really talented director. He's really funny. I'm hoping it's got some funny quips in it, because his humor can be really great. But sometimes it's also a little cringy. So we'll see if he balances that line.
Yeah, that's a really interesting answer, because I'll never forget the day I watched Man of Steel. I still vividly remember this. It was 2013. That year, 2013, was really the year that kind of shifted everything in sort of pop culture. But that's a different conversation. I remember watching that movie with my dad and my brother, and I was in awe of the movie. Granted, I was a younger kid, so maybe I didn't have the taste maker thing in my head to see, okay, maybe there's certain things in the movie don't really make sense. And I still love that movie. Anytime I rewatch that movie, like, I watch it the whole way through, I still love it, but there's certain things in that movie, and obviously a lot of things in BVS that just didn't make any sense. Like, there's things Superman would do that just... I'm not even a Superman stan or anything. But there's things that, like, okay, he wouldn't do that. You know, I think about that scene where, like, this guy in a wheelchair... It's super convoluted plot. Lex Luthor trying to blows up the Capitol Hill or whatever. And Superman just flies away. Like, he doesn't even prevent the disaster from happening. He just flies away, pissed off. And I'm just, like, I'm watching, I'm like... Now I don't know why people don't like this movie. It's just like it's like they didn't even listen to people's issues about Man of Steel. They made it more darker, more angstier, and it didn't work. Besides a couple scenes, and we all know the warehouse scene is the best scene in the movie, but that's not gonna save a movie. A fight scene's not gonna save a movie. Like, that's the thing, right? So
yeah, I think it's a really valid opinion. I get where you're coming from, and I see why it's such like a frustrating thing, especially as a Superman fan. Like, yeah, those movies are a far cry from perfect. I just think it's really funny how much of a discourse they've stirred about Superman, where everyone is just like an armchair expert about what Superman is supposed to represent all of a sudden.
yeah,
Or like, my methodology is always just like, I don't care. Like, do the characters however you want to do the characters. You know, make them out of character, make them in character. Just make it an interesting story.
yeah,
You know, that's really what I'm looking for.
yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I'm really hoping this Superman movie is good.
Yeah, and also, like, the other thing I want to sort of kind of bring up, so you mentioned that, like, again, you know, the discourse around Superman feels like there's just too many people on sort of kind of both sides that just, they have this sort of weirdly idealistic take of their version of the character. And honestly, I think something similar is happening to Batman. Granted, the Batman, the movie, kind of sort of course corrected a lot of people's issues with the character when Snyder did it. But it's weird that, like, we're still having a conversation about, like, man, Batman should kill people. Like, what? Like, it's just so weird. Then I realized a lot of these people don't read comics. They don't watch any of the animated shows or whatever, right? They don't even watch most of the movies, right? So their iteration there is literally based off literally an alt-world version of the character, and that's not how it works. But granted, you know what? People can like things that other people don't, but I just find it interesting regardless.
Yeah, it is crazy. I think that's the coolest thing about comics is that everyone just has their own headcanon,
Yeah.
you know, for what is real. Even like comic book experts are gonna like disagree on the most accurate version of Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's fun. Like it's just like it's like, you know, it's like religion. Like,
Yeah.
constantly. You have different scholarly experts interpreting religious texts different ways. You know, and like one person can read the Bible and get a whole nother message out of it versus a different person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's interesting. It's interesting you brought that up because, you know, you said you're not practicing Muslim now, but like when you were younger, like did you notice something that was, I don't know, off? Like you went to the mosque, you read the Quran, like, did you notice something or people that just sort of kind of rubbed you the wrong way?
I don't know. I don't think it was like a specific person or thing or event. I just think that like ideologically, I just didn't really get behind the whole heaven and hell thing, you know, and like there is a God, or you know, God created this world thing. Like just for me personally, I was like, I don't buy it. You know what I mean? That's kind of it. It's not that deep. I'm not trying to go into like a super in-depth deconstruction of the microcosms of problems within
Okay.
Islamic communities. That's not really a conversation I'm trying to have, if I'm being honest. I was just kind of like, hey, you know, I just don't think I believe in this, to be honest.
Okay.
That's that, you know.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. For sure. What was the last movie you watched in theaters?
I just watched 28
Damn.
years later.
Yeah.
Like last week, actually.
Yeah.
And, that was a interesting movie.
Yeah.
It's alright, I guess.
Okay.
My friends really wanted to watch it, so
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I might as well.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be way scarier.
Yeah.
It was just this, like, kind of goofy action movie.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. What's interesting is that, like, obviously when I was younger, like, obviously you probably seen it too, like, the zombie craze was crazy back in the day. Like, it felt like everything they were trying to jump into the zombie thing. It was making a lot of money in the box office, and I never really got why people were so obsessed until I start watching this YouTuber called Thrifty Typewriter. Have you heard of him?
I don't think I have.
Okay, so he reviews a lot of stuff, but most of his popular stuff is from The Walking Dead, and the way that he was talking about the story and the plot, and the way he talked about it in general was super, super captivating. And I decided to check out the show myself, and if I'm not gonna lie, I liked it more than I thought I would. Because again, a lot of these stories are about people, not really about the zombies, and that's not the main attraction here. I mean, I remember I was playing The Last of Us. I don't know, but I remember I was playing The Last of Us, and something really struck me is that a lot of what makes that story so good is the way that it's structured and the way the characters interact with each other. And look, I haven't played part 2, and I watched the HBO series, and I always found just the discourse around the game and the show and the people playing the characters, it's so absurd to me. Like, if your takeaway is that the best attribute about, Ellie, let's say Ellie, for example, is her looks, then you did not pay attention to the game, right? It's her character that is the best part of her character. That's the thing, right? So,
yeah, I think it just kind of highlights this conversation about media literacy and just the way different people interpret art and stuff like that. It's just kind of goofy, man. Like, audiences, I think the other thing is that, like, audiences are pretty smart. I think, honestly, a lot of the time, like, the rage and the kind of, like, the anger we hear about these, like, decisions isn't coming from the majority of players. It's coming from, like, a very loud minority.
Yeah.
And you just gotta, like, be like, you know what? I'm gonna let these goofballs be goofy. Whatever. Like, media literacy is a skill that we got to teach more in schools, man.
Yeah.
Like, these kids are not growing up with it, but it just sucks. I don't know. It's just an unfortunate situation.
It is.
These are a bunch of goofballs.
It is. It really is. So, how can I say this? So, did you, like, graduate recently, or are you still going to school right now?
Graduated a couple years ago.
Okay. Interesting. Are you into sports?
Into sports? Yeah, not really, unfortunately.
Okay. So you don't watch anything casually, or?
Like, sports?
Yeah.
Wise?
Yeah.
I think maybe I'll watch, like, a soccer game here or there,
okay.
But I don't really follow it that much. Sports, I always wanted to get into sports, but I feel like the most intriguing part about sports isn't the actual, like, game. It's, like, the drama behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And it's just so hard to, like, get a baseline of, like, where to even start looking up all this lore.
Yeah.
It's really overwhelming for me. But I like, want to, like, know more about sports and the drama and all of that good stuff. But it's kind of hard to break into it if you're like, your mid-20s and you don't know anything about it. You're like, where do I start?
I mean, the World Cup's gonna start next year, so there is time for you to like catch up. But
I'm not watching the World Cup regardless. Right. I mean, always, the big ones. Yeah, I watch the World Cup, Super Bowl, Olympics, whatever. But I mean, I couldn't tell you who played at the Super Bowl, but I could tell you I watched it.
Yeah. I can actually give you, because I'm a sports junkie. That's why I always ask these questions to people. So I can give you a little rundown on certain teams that, you might, I don't know, but you might become a fan of, but the teams that are interesting in each league. Okay, so in the NBA, obviously Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, they're the champs. They're the team to beat. I think that would be a cool team to follow. The Raptors are probably the team that's the most international. Obviously, they're playing in Canada. So by default they are, but they have a really interesting culture. A lot of international players have come through there. So another team, obviously, this is kind of a default, but the Lakers are interesting, regardless who's on the roster. Because again, the drama and the bright lights, the Staples Center, cryptocurrency center, whatever it's called. Another team would be interesting for you to follow is I think that the Hawks. Because they're, again, very exciting to watch. Trae Young's kind of like a mini Steph Curry, but not as good. Obviously, Golden State Warriors because of Steph and Jimmy and Draymond and all that. In the NFL, I think the Chiefs are the team to follow right now. I think the Steelers are interesting. It is a lot, but those are the teams I would like sort of kind of, you don't have to like know everything, but you can sort of follow along type of thing, for sure.
Okay, that's good to know. I'll add it to my list, and I'll see if I can keep up with it. My buddy's always watching the NBA and inviting me to games and stuff, but I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah. Do you listen to music?
Yeah, all the time, man. Love music.
All right. So, who's your favorite artist right now to listen to?
That's a hard question to answer. Let me see. I'll give you the rundown of a couple artists that I've been listening to as of late.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me pull up my Last FM just to make sure I'm saying this accurately. Last FM. Oh no, it logged me out of my account. Okay. Well, recently I've been listening to a lot of Jane Remover.
Okay.
That new Jane Remover album's been really fun.
Okay.
I've also been listening to what's her name? Man, I forgot. Yo, what the heck? Okay. You know what? I'm in my Last FM account now. All right, let me tell you. Yeah. Let me give you the stats. Okay, here we go. So, last few months, Jane Remover, Charlie XCX.
Okay.
Heavy rotation. Okay. Nice, fun little pop music.
Okay.
JPEG Mafia. Okay. Really great.
Yes.
Been listening to a lot of Mike. He's like a rapper.
Yes.
I'm familiar with him.
Yes.
K Tronada.
Oh yes.
Makami as well.
Oh, of course. You right up my alley, man.
Yeah. A lot of hip hop, but also like I really like the Magdala Bay album that came out last year. That was really nice.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Avril Lavigne a lot lately as well.
Yeah.
For some reason, that's just been hitting the spot.
Yeah.
It just comes and goes depending on the mood. That new Lord album I've had in rotation.
Yeah. Great record.
Trying to formulate some opinions on that one.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I'll just have like a hip hop mood, then I'll get really into like pop music.
Yeah.
Then I'll get really into like hyper pop.
Yeah, hyper pop's cool.
Really just depends on what I'm feeling that week.
Okay. That's interesting. That is interesting for sure. Who is your favorite Batman live action?
Live action Batman?
Yeah.
I gotta go with Robert Pattinson, man.
Okay.
I feel like he does such a great job at embodying my favorite quality of Batman, which is that I think Batman is just such a tortured guy. I think Batman really is using the symbol and the figure of this costume
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
kind of just mask his trauma.
Yeah.
And I think not a lot of actors really capture that besides Robert Pattinson.
Okay.
And I really enjoy it, man. I really enjoy the monologue. Like, the monologue at the beginning of that movie feels like it's ripped straight from the comics.
Yeah.
You know? And just his commitment and to his mission and how driven and focused he is. It really resonates with me. I feel like he's the best portrayal of like what Batman would actually look like in the real world.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think the thing about that movie that I don't think people bring up enough is that it's realism done right, in the sense of like you could see like that movie's universe can go two different ways, and I absolutely can see it. It could go a more realistic route where there isn't that many fantastical elements, or it can be like Iron Man, where I wouldn't be shocked if Batman or Robert Pattinson's Batman is fighting Darkseid in 10, 15 years from now. I wouldn't be shocked that happened. And that what makes it such a good movie is that it balances tone so well. It's also the reason why the Snyder movies didn't really work in the DC realm, where just because something is dark doesn't mean it's going to mask over structural or fundamental issues. I mean, people forget, like, the Batman is really funny. There's some really funny jokes in that movie. Granted, it's from, Jim Gordon's character. Shout out to Jeffrey Wright, did a phenomenal job. But man, that movie's hilarious too. But people forget about that, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a really great way to put it. Realism done right. I could get behind that.
Yeah, for sure. So how can I say this? So what is your favorite DC movie in general, live action?
My favorite live action DC movie, probably just the Batman, bro.
Okay.
I'll keep it real. I love that movie so much.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite superhero movie.
Okay.
I love that.
Okay.
Such a great film. Like I said earlier, that movie is the whole reason why I read comics in the first place.
Okay. Interesting, for sure. It's funny because the way I got into reading comics was more of a gradual thing, where like when I was younger, I always loved the big superheroes, Superman, Iron Man, Spider-Man, all that stuff, and it was always in rotation for sure. But the one movie I think was underrated in my development for my love of comic books and just superheroes in general was Ant-Man, the MCU. Something about that movie, bro. That first Ant-Man movie, I go to my grave saying, is one of the most. It's honestly low-key one of the most funniest movies ever. It's just so good. And I wish Edgar Wright directed that, because as much as I like the guy who directed it, let's be real, the third movie wasn't that good. And the second movie, while I liked it a lot, I still do. It doesn't come close to the first one. Like, the first movie was perfect in a way that it will set out to do. And actually, it is one of the most impressive accomplishments in the MCU. In the sense of, like, the fact that they made a blockbuster movie over a guy who shrinks down to an ant is insane. It kind of felt like they were kind of like on DLC at that point, but weirdly, it was the Justice League movie that really got me into it. Granted, I don't know why I want to watch that movie in theaters. Like, for some reason, I was hyped to see that, even though like everybody was saying it wasn't that good. And I watched the movie at my house at home, and while I didn't really like it that much, it kind of sold me on the comic books, just the comics that inspired that movie. And it was gradual. The one big development was, again, I'll never forget this. I had a dream, and I saw Raven's soul self forming, and this Tron, it was the coolest shit I ever seen in my life. And I fell in love with Raven and the Teen Titans, and I always liked Teen Titans, but Raven, she became my favorite character in fiction since that moment, and it was cool to see. Now, if they were to, they're working on a live action Teen Titans movie, and my thoughts on it, if they got to get the casting of her character right, because if they don't, then the movie's not gonna work. I don't care. Raven essentially is a Teen Titan OG at this point, right? So you can't just remove her and replace her with someone else. It's, to me, I'm sure I might be a little bit gatekeeping on this, but I'm sorry. Like, you had to get her right for once, live action at least.
Yeah, I'm hoping. She's a really great character.
Yeah.
That's so far away, man. It's crazy. They got so much stuff to adapt. So
Yeah, I know.
We'll see what happens.
I know, for sure. What are your thoughts on... Actually, I was going to ask you about Raven. It feels like people have this weird perception about her character where, like, on one side, it feels like... Because for some reason, granted, people have their headcanon about her or whatever. For some reason, I've been seeing this trend of, like, you know, someone... Like, Raven was based off of, you know... It was true that she was based off of... I think she was an Indian actress on Star Trek, but she was very, very fair-skinned, right? And for you know what people think, okay, maybe they should get someone like that to play Raven. I'm like, okay, but I'm like, if you're like, my thing with that is like, by that very same token, that you can apply that to anything else. Granted, you know, people want to see themselves in these characters, so I get what they're coming from, but on the other side, there's this other side that thinks that she's this MacGuffin that's this ticking time bomb, which is just not true. You read the comics, she's not a ticking time bomb. I'm sure there's certain moments she's like that, but her character is way more complex and layered, and it really feels like, as much as I love the OG Teen Titans, I really do still probably maybe my favorite animated show besides like SpongeBob, whatever. It low-key damaged the character because they just boiled her down to like 3 or 4 moods, and it's just like, that's just not true, man. But I get it, you know, certain things are gonna be lost in adaptation as always.
Yeah. No, I get where you're coming from. I gotta be real. I like Raven as a character. I just like, I have absolutely... I guess I just don't have the connection you got. So I'm sitting here like, I'm just listening. I'm like, wow, that is crazy. I gotta read more Teen Titan comics and revisit that show. It's just been so long.
Yeah, it's been so long. For sure. Obviously your favorite character is Batman, but what is your, like, you know, your top 5 favorite characters from DC and Marvel? You want to add other, you know, Image and all the other stuff, that's cool.
So we got Batman.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna throw Daredevil up there.
Okay.
I really like Daredevil. Let's see, what else do we got? Batman, Daredevil. I'll throw Animal Man, Buddy Baker up there.
Yeah.
In the top 5. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
What else do we got? I think I'm gonna throw. I'll throw Spider-Man, of course.
Okay.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
And then what else do we got? You know what? I'll throw Miss Marvel in there. Kamala Khan.
Yeah.
She'll be number 5.
Damn, that's interesting. That is interesting. So I was gonna ask you about Miss Marvel. Funny enough, it's funny that, like, ever since the old, because I remember, like, I was at my dad's family relative's place. I'm not gonna specify who, but like they had, like, you know, they had a bunch of, you know, I was walking through their house and they had like a bunch of like Miss Marvel comics in their house, one of the bedrooms, and I thought to myself, okay, I have to look up this person, right? Because because there's a lot of people in my family that's like into comics like that. So besides me, so I had to like look it up, and I was shocked how popular she was. And I started reading it, and I'm like, oh wow, this is very interesting. You know, a Muslim superhero is super cool to see. And then when the show, then I go on YouTube, and you know how YouTube is. I search it up, and it's just constant negativity, constant rage bait. And then when the show happens, and it's, again, people had their predisposed opinions about the show before a single episode was even put out for TV, put out for streaming. And I watched the show, and I like the show a lot. But it's so weird, like, you know, because there's this one channel. I cannot believe I'm going to mention. There's this one channel. Have you heard of Jester Bell?
Jester Bell?
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
Okay. Alright, good. Because, bro, she hates... It's funny because Jezebel's like, she's a massive Harley Quinn fan. That's her favorite character, whatever, right? But she hates...
Oh my gosh, I just looked this girl up, and yeah, this is like... She's like professional rage bait, yeah.
Bro, this one video that she made about Ms. Marvel, and she said she's making this out to be some fucking government conspiracy to push Ms. Marvel because of some Muslim man. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? Like, come on, man. People can't enjoy a character that looks like them. Like, come on.
Yeah, man. People just... You gotta just stop engaging with these creators and stop platforming them, because I think they know they're being fucking idiots. Like,
yeah.
They got to. I think the point is, like, they're just making money off this. You know? Like, they're really just making money by getting racist and bigoted people to react.
Yeah.
And they're also getting money by getting... fans to be disappointed, right? Like, it's a really self-fulfilling prophecy, and it's why I don't really try to engage with, like, specific creators like that. Like, if I see something like that, I'm gonna just block them and keep going, you know? Because, like, you gotta save your mind, save your energy, save your peace. There's no reason to, like, let that hateful bull spew into, you know... your enjoyment of comics. Like, that's just... These guys are just losers, man. Like, you just gotta realize they're either rage baiting you professionally, or they're just genuinely, like, sore, lonely losers who are just projecting a lot of frustration of you know, people of color for some reason, or like queer people into their fictional little superhero stories. So
that's interesting.
I hate these motherfuckers, man. Sorry, I don't know if I can curse, but I have.
You can curse, bro. It's all free, bro. You can do whatever, man. But what is your favorite non-comic book movie?
My favorite non-comic book movie. You know, honestly, I don't really watch a lot of movies. I mean, I do watch a lot of movies. I mean, I watch a decent amount of films, but I'm not like a big film guy. Like, I can't really recall the movies that I love. So, like, I feel like the list is really subject to change, but movies that, like, always pop into my head as, like, classics where I'm like, yeah, I love this movie. Jurassic Park is one. Like, the OG Jurassic Park. Love that film. Uncut Gems is another one that I think of quite a bit. Love that movie. And honestly, out of those two, those are like my gut reaction. Jurassic Park and Uncut Gems.
Not bad choices, bro. Like, not bad choices at all. Have you heard of Tron Legacy? Or Tron in general? Yeah,
I watched those movies back when I was a kid, but it's been a while.
But you have to, bro. Tron Ares is gonna come out. I know Jared Leto's in it, and you know, whole shebang about him. But like everything else was really promising, bro. I'm just saying, like, you had to check that out. I think that might be another video that could be might be a video in the near future. You know, maybe you could compare Tron to like maybe a DC franchise or a comic or whatever, and make a comparison, or maybe just make it just about Tron. You know.
Okay, no, I will look into it. I'll see what I can take from it.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting. Have you ever scrapped a video?
I've never got to the point where I need to scrap it. I feel like mostly, like, I have a lot of scripts that I never finish because I'm like, I don't know about this script. But if I finish a script at that point, I'm good to just put the video out.
Yeah.
Unless it's TikTok. I've deleted so many TikToks or just like recorded a TikTok and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna post this. This is stupid.
Yeah. Interesting. So so how long does it take to make your videos? Because a lot of them are in depth. They're like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes. How long does it take?
It depends. Like, I used to use CapCut to edit my videos.
Okay. And
I was pretty good at CapCut. So, like, I could probably edit a 10-minute video in maybe, like, 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
But now I'm I'm transitioning to DaVinci Resolve for personal reasons.
Okay.
And now, like, my editing process, I'm, like, starting over from ground zero.
Okay.
And so, like, a 10-15 minute video has taken me probably, like, 8 hours.
Oh, damn.
Taking me, maybe not 8 hours, maybe closer to, like, 6.
Okay.
But, like, I don't know. Like, that Frank Miller video, I probably put, like, I want to say, like, at least 20 hours of work into it. Like, that video took a lot of time.
Wow.
Like, you know, not just, like, the editing process, but, like, scripting, recording, researching.
Yeah.
You know, sourcing all the images.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a lot of work that goes into it. I've never, like, timed it out, though, so, like, I could be totally wrong with the numbers of, like, actual man hours that are put into making the video. Usually, I'll get a video out, like, if as soon as I have an idea in my mind, if I can, like, lock in, I could probably finish the script within a day.
Yeah.
Then the day after that, I can, like, source all the images. Then the day after that, I'll record the voiceover, chop up the voiceover. Then the day after that, I'll edit. And then editing probably takes, like, 2 to 5 days, depending on how much I got to edit. So, like, about a week turnaround time for, like, a 10, 15-minute video. If it's a 30-minute video, probably, like, 2-3 weeks.
Wow. Interesting. I'm assuming YouTube is not your full-time job. I'm assuming.
No.
Okay. Interesting. What do you, like, what is your job if you're comfortable enough to sort of maybe dive into it a little bit?
I don't want to get too in the weeds with it. It's a little specific. But it's, I'm trying to think of how to say it. I guess data labeling is an accurate way to put it.
Okay, so does it bring that money in, for you, or?
Yeah, it pays pretty well. I'm happy with it.
All right. Okay. Interesting. Are you into, like, watching TV shows? Like that type of thing.
Yeah, love TV.
Okay. Interesting. What's your favorite TV show?
Oh man, I think I got a roster of, like, a couple, like, top few that I really love.
Okay.
Obviously, like, Sopranos. It's got to be up there. Veep is another show that I really love.
Oh, I love Veep, yeah.
Succession, another fantastic show.
Great show.
I think I just got done watching Andor.
Yes.
And that like is genuinely might be like a top 5 show. That was such a beautiful piece of art. I love Andor so much.
Yeah.
It kind of pisses me off because I don't even like Star Wars like that.
Yeah.
But Andor made me like, it pissed me off because Andor reminded me that Star Wars could actually be really good.
Alright.
But those are like a couple off the top of my head.
Yeah, interesting. Are you into Stranger Things?
I mean, I think I watched it when it came. When did the last season come out? It was
2022
at this point. Yeah,
the last season coming out. The very last season is coming out this year. The last episode, I think it's gonna be like on the last day of the year. It's gonna be crazy. I know that.
I might check it out. We'll see. I don't think I have Netflix right now though. So.
Yeah, interesting. So interesting. There are certain people that get a lot of hate. Who do you think is the most overhated, actor or actress or musician or whatever in the sort of public space of art, in your opinion?
Oh my God, bro! There's too many. I don't know. So many people get so much unnecessary hate. I think recently, one name that comes to mind, Bella Ramsey has been.
Yes.
And that's kind of disappointing to see.
Yeah. The curse of people not being open to people who may not be quote unquote conventionally attractive. Like, I have a massive crush on her, but whenever I tell that to people, they look at me like I said something insane. Like, look, man, different preferences, but yeah, it's sad. It's and she's and this is the crazy thing. She's she's acting her ass off in that show, and just You know, sure, the second season, it wasn't that good. I'm not going to pretend it was. But you would think, you go online or whatever, and we brought this up earlier, you would think they committed war crimes. Like, it's crazy. You know?
Yeah.
For some reason, people are very parasocial about a video game fictional character. It's like, when you break it down like that, it kind of doesn't make any sense. It's like a paradox.
Definitely. It's just, I don't know. The internet is a very hateful place, and I really try to steer clear and not pay too much attention to it, because it can get so tiring and suffocating. You know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, another person I think, to me, comes to mind, it gets way too much hate. It's have you heard of Millie Bobby Brown?
Yeah.
Okay. The amount of hate that she's been getting the last couple of years, bro, it does not make any sense outside of Stranger Things fan base. They're the only fan base that actually like respects her because she's in the show, obviously. But anytime she's brought up, anytime a new movie of hers is brought up that isn't Stranger Things, or even in Stranger, it's just like this constant like, oh, she can't do this, she can't do that. Why did she look 40 years old? It's just so invasive, and they assume that she's experienced things that she has experienced before, right? And it's just so. And then there's, oh, she's so rude, she's so narcissistic. I'm like, what are you basing this off of, right? And I remember I was getting into a conversation with somebody, you know, and I said like, you know, and I don't know why. I should have never done that. I was arguing about somebody with this. I said, oh, and she's like, bro, these people have PR. Why are you doing it for them? I'm like, I'm just like, what? Right? Me not jumping on a hate train is not me doing PR for a person. It's called being like a respectful and normal human being. Like, this is what I mean. Like, a lot of it is projection, and low key, a lot of it is jealousy, right?
Yeah.
Because they see someone like her, and she's like a year younger than me, and you know she's popping off right now, and she has a successful beauty line of cosmetics. It's like, why is she being an influencer? What are you talking about? A lot of these celebrities are already influencers as is, right? You guys don't keep the same energy, you know? It also doesn't make any sense because, I mean, r/movies, for some weird reason, like, they worship Honor the Honest. And look, man, you could do whatever, I don't care, but the double standards are crazy. You know, and I brought that up, and someone said, oh, because she isn't quote-unquote woke. And I'm like, what? Right? So if tomorrow she were to say something about Trump that isn't positive, you're just going to flip on her? You're going to pretend that she wasn't, that you guys didn't like her? You guys didn't worship her? Like, come on, man.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. People get way too parasocial about it.
Yeah.
It just turns into a whole thing.
Yeah, it does.
I don't even know Millie Bobby Brown was getting hate like that.
Yeah, she got like it's so funny because she got like one of the movies she was in. I think she got like a $10 million check, and I realized, man, we are really in a different time. But go get that money, bro. Like, it's one of those things. Like, you look at her career, like you just kind of take a step back, and what she's done is remarkable. Just because she isn't Leonardo DiCaprio or she isn't Winona Ryder, like, doesn't mean she is just terrible. Like, I don't understand this take about everybody has to be great or everybody has to be terrible. Like, there is gray area here, you know? It's not a crime to just be decent at what you do or just okay, you know? Like, it also, that would extend to sports as well, but I mean, that's a whole different conversation.
For sure. It's just so funny to me that people are coming at her. I genuinely had no clue. That's nuts.
Yeah, it is nuts. It's weird. I think a lot of it also, I mean, let's be real. I think a lot of it is, you know, some of it are perverts getting mad that she, like, quote unquote, is with someone, you know. Because, again, there's a sex subsection of people. They don't deserve to be named. But, you know, but they've been trying to, they you know, like, you know, the whole, like, they were like counting down the days where, like, I think it was Mary and Kay Olsen, Like they become like 18. It's so disgusting, bro. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but like,
Yeah, it's a little nasty. Yeah, Jesus.
yeah, it really is. It really is. So what was your favorite show of 2024?
Of 2024?
Yeah.
I mean, Andor for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't watch The Bear?
I haven't. I never finished season 3. I need to go back and finish season 3.
Yeah.
And then watch the new season.
Yeah.
I've been hearing some mixed things about it though.
Yeah. For sure. You know, how can I say this? Obviously, the new DCU. There's gonna be new Batman, a new Joker. The Batman Brave and Bold. Who do you want to play Batman and potentially the Joker in that movie? Because at some point they're gonna introduce that character in the universe. At some point, who do you want them to play?
Who do I want them to play Batman? That's a hard one to answer. I feel like, honestly, I don't have like a specific actor in mind. I'm not really like a fan cast type of guy. I feel like as long as it's like a good casting, I'm not gonna be upset. Okay. Like honestly, I don't think there ever has been like a bad Batman casting.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're gonna do good.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it. But I have like honestly like I really can't tell you a specific a specific name, unfortunately.
Okay, it's fine. For me, I was thinking about this ever since like the last DCEU movie was finished, Aquaman 2. I mean, less said about that movie, the better. And I start sort of, again, I don't know why, I read this comic about the Joker online. It was like this very like gritty kind of like, I think it was a story where like, like Joker was actually like I think it was an actual comedian, and the Killer Croc or whatever this guy's name is, like he was actually like the big black guy with muscles and stuff. So it was very interesting. So I was just thinking to myself like, because I feel like every iteration of the Joker has been beaten down to death. The horse is the well has run, now it's a desert now, and I'm like, why don't we do something that's out there, a little wacky, or a little? Because I really feel like, because you did a video about like 90s Batman being like really underrated. I really feel like 70s Joker, to me, is definitively the character, honestly, because it gives you both. It gives you the insanity. It gives you kind of the grittiness. It gives you like the sort of the kind of like flair and slapstick, and just he lives in his own world type of vibe, which I really love. But I really there's a reason why I mentioned Millie before. I really think, hear me out, I think if there's any time for a female Joker, it would be in this DCU. And now hear me out. It doesn't have to be the main Joker. The main Joker could be like the mastermind or whatever. I really feel like Millie Bobby Brown would play such a great Joker. Now the way you're gonna have to do it is going to be interesting. I think, because I was watching The Batman recently, and you see his supporters, they're going crazy. They're streaming and shit. I'm like, they could take that idea, and you could have somebody who is like, could be like this rich brat, and she's sort of, her mindset's fractured. She sees the Joker, he's like, you know what? And she's, instead of like, turning away, she turns all the way in. And she becomes some sort of like, kind of like Jim Jones type of figure, kind of like a cult leader type of vibe. And she's causing all this mayhem, and Batman thinks that's actually the Joker, and goes after him, and it goes after her. It becomes its own thing. For Professor Pig, low key, I would love to see Bella Ramsey take a hack at it. I really think, because I was thinking about it, like, obviously Professor Pig, he's absolutely batshit insane. He's very operatic. He sings opera. So you have to get someone who can sing, kind of. And Bella Ramsey actually has a pretty good voice. So I think that's another interesting point. For Raven, like, this is Teen Titans, I think I would love for them to pick somebody who's from, like, the Middle East. I think if Raven was real, she'd be from the Middle East. And more specifically, like Arabia, Saudi, Iran, Iraq, that area, you know? Because a lot of those people, quite a few people are fair-skinned. And obviously, for some reason, I thought she had some weird, like, Muslim, Middle Eastern lineage, and I searched it up, and it's just aesthetics, and okay, whatever, so yeah.
Damn, you got some big ideas, man.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting twist on the Joker. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't hate it. I feel like it. You know, it could be cool if it was pulled off in the right way.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's such an interesting take. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah. Because, like, think about it. Like, every iteration of Joker has been explored before. Why don't we have somebody who is like the Mandarin in the sense of in Iron Man 3, where they were trying to pull off. It didn't really work. Because, I mean, the movie... Like, I like the movie a lot, but, like, it didn't need to be done that way. You know? But I think that sort of take they're trying to do could 100% work for the Joker. Have this big, bombastic, delusional, crazy, insane threat where the actual Joker is a lot more... is a little bit more calculated, a little bit more analytical, a little bit more like the puppet master. Obviously, he's going to be crazy. But he's going to be, like... I think that version of Joker would be much older. And I would argue that Joker probably would be facing up against maybe a younger Batman. He doesn't know how to, like, you know, take him on in usual way, you know? So I think that'll be really interesting. Granted, the internet would just set ablaze as usual, as they always do, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be sick, man. I could get behind that. I feel like that'd be a really interesting, like, Elseworld comic as well.
Yeah. And the reason why I say Millie is, like, she has the face for it. There's one picture of her, she's smiling, but it looks kind of, like, psychopathic. I know, like, the job was probably edited the wrong way, but, like, the way she smiled kind of like, ooh, like, oh, that could really work. Now, my question would be, like, who on earth would direct something like that? That's the thing. I would think somebody like, I don't know, throw someone out there. Like maybe it's the Safdie brothers. Maybe something like
that would be really crazy.
Because in my mind, if the second, let's say the second Batman is like that, you know, Matt Reeves directs it. There's one sequence I've been thinking about, like the way it would start. So let me just kind of like set this out, you know. This might sound like certifiably insane. So it would start with just like a wrench. Like you hear a wrench sound and you hear laughing and you're hearing just pure insanity. And the voice, it sounds, it sort of, you can't tell if it's a male or a female, but it's laughing. It's pitch black. And then you see Batman tied up in a kitchen somewhere. And it's burning. And as you see this person, she's wearing the purple. You're seeing like full-on comic accurate Joker attire or costume, and her makeup is like the sort of literally like is melting off her face. And then if she just whacks him the last time, and he goes out cold, and that's how you start the movie. I don't know if that would work, but that's how I would start it. Granted, I don't know.
Maybe you gotta make a YouTube channel talking about your fan theories for movies.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing a second channel for a while. I mean, you know, but yeah, how can I say this? So, what do you think is the future of the channel?
My channel?
Yeah.
You know, just keep posting.
Okay.
Really. I don't know. Just keep posting videos in the future, man. I don't think it's gonna change that much. Hopefully the videos are better.
Okay.
And that's that.
Okay. Interesting for sure. So, what do you want to see in the Batman 2? What do you want to see? What characters you want to see? What story you want to see? Or something along those lines?
You know, a lot of people have said Fort of the Owls. I feel like that'd be such a sick villain to have in there.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, besides even, like, villains and stuff like that, I just want to see, like, Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne a little more. I think in the Batman Part 1, we got a lot of emo Batman, which is cool. But I feel like it might be time to see more of the Bruce Wayne and kind of delve deeper into his like humanity and his playboy side. I think he's probably gonna have to bust it out a little bit in this film.
Yeah.
Just because, like, the status of Gotham, he's probably gonna have to do some philanthropy.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. But that's kind of what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Yeah. So interesting. This is interesting. So, how can I say this? What obscure character do you want to see be more prominent if James Gunn were to ever adapt his character into like live action in the DCU?
Obscure character. I think. Let me think on that. Animal Man is one of my favorite comics of all time.
Yeah.
I don't know if he counts as an obscure character.
Yeah.
But that'd be a really interesting one to see in live action. I think I would really like that. I think James Gunn is low-key already adapting so many obscure characters, it seems like. But yeah, Animal Man would be a good one. That's the first one that pops up in my head.
Yeah. Have you heard of Pandora?
Pandora?
Yeah.
Let me look this up. I don't think so.
DC, yeah. Bro, if there's any character, because I'm thinking about like when the Guardians of the Galaxy came out and Star-Lord and Gamora and Drax and Groot and Rocket Raccoon were like very, very obscure characters. A lot like Pandora, actually. I would say Pandora was probably at her peak popularity, no more than those other characters. Not saying this isn't a shot, it's just, they did a whole storyline about her. And then they abandoned her when the rebirth happened. Then she gets vaporized, like, unceremoniously. Like, I was just pissed off when I was reading it. I was like, what? She dies like that? Come on, man. Pandora's sick, bro. I love her look. I have a crush on her, so maybe I'm a bit biased there. But I just love her look, man. I really feel like someone like that would just add a different flavor and texture. And if somebody to play her, honestly, I think Kaylee Speedy would be insane. You heard of Kaylee Speedy?
Who?
Kaylee Speedy. She was in Priscilla. She was in Alien Romulus.
Oh, okay.
She's in the new Knives Out movie. She's been places, bro. She's or someone like Sophia Lillis from like It, or like the new recent Dragons or Dungeons would be really, really cool. Because she hasn't done an action role like that. I think if there were to do a solo movie of her, I think Chad is like the guy from John Wick would be a perfect director. Or someone like Galvin O'Connor, from Accountant 2. Like, I watched it recently. I really liked that movie. So that would be really, really cool to see.
Yeah. No, that would be sick. I have no clue who this character is, but your enthusiasm makes me hope they adapt it.
Yeah. That's the thing, bro. I always, like, with me, like, if I like something or like somebody, I look at every angle. I look at everything they did. I try to be not scholarly about it, but I try to understand sort of all of the perspectives and all of the sort of different variations of someone. Because I feel like people are three-dimensional. I think there's way too much thinking of that something is just black and white. Like, this world in general is gray area everywhere. And one of the goals is for someone just to navigate through that without losing their mind. That type of thing.
Yeah, that's very valid.
Interesting. Who's the most famous person to say, "Hey, man, I love your work. I like your work," or whatever, on YouTube?
I got nothing, man. No famous people are really.
You haven't been recognized in public?
No, bro. I got I just got 3,000 subscribers, man. Like, I'm not like an A-list celebrity.
Alright, that's interesting. That is interesting. What comic do you think is overhated in your opinion? Why?
Overhated. I think people really hate on Man, there's a lot. I'm trying to think. I think Three Jokers is one that
Yeah.
gets a lot of hate. I do think it's kind of silly.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. It's enjoyable. I think the art's really, really good.
It's a different take.
So,
It's a different take on the character.
exactly.
Right? This may not be a I really love Batman War of Jokes and Riddles by Tom King. Like, yeah, sure, Tom King is he is a very controversial figure in the comics realm, especially on Twitter and stuff. Like, they hate him over there. Like, I kind of see why. I don't know, man. That comic is sick to me, bro. There's a sequence where Deathstroke and Deadshot are just taking pot shots at each other. I'm like, bro, this is cinema, bro. I really feel like if that would be a perfect end to a Battison trilogy, because I really feel like you could adapt all of that and still keep it kind of contained and somewhat realistic, somewhat grounded in reality, you know? So
yeah, definitely. I think I haven't read Tom King's Batman run yet. Actually, I'm like working my way up to it.
yeah,
But I'm really eager to check it out. I know it's one of the most divisive Batman runs, and so I'm curious just to see what the big deal is with that.
yeah. You know, another comic character who I think is really underrated that people know, overhated, I think, is Tara from Teen Titans. I really think there is a real misconception about her character. Like, she's a tragic character, you know? So, like, as somebody who likes to emphasize with people, I see a lot of her pain and trauma. Granted, she's a villain, but she isn't really a villain. She's like she's in the middle. She's more like an anti-hero. And it would be really cool because there's this person. It's funny enough, this person played Raven in the Titan. Have you watched the Titan show?
The live action one?
Yeah.
I have not.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched a little bit of it, and I liked it, but I'm like, yeah, this isn't really the Titans I grew up on. It was very different. It was very unnecessarily dark and gritty. But the best part of the show is Raven, for sure. Maybe I'm biased, but Tegan Croft did a really good job whatever she was given. Tegan Croft, low-key, looks like Tara. Like, you look her up, like, she looked exactly like her. Like, the 80s. The 80s Tara, to me, is the best version. The cartoon one was really cool, don't get me wrong. The other ones, I don't like. I was like, okay, whatever. This is a little cheesy, but I really think her character is way more complex. And like, people forget, like, she was abused by Deathstroke, like sexually abused. People don't bring that up enough, you know, because Deathstroke's this ultra badass. Like, come on, man. Like, and also I think George Perez and Mark Wolfman they were kind of really cynical about her. I understand they were trying to do a reverse Kitty Pryde thing, and it worked. I bet the twist shook the whole world back in the day. But I really feel like if they cast Tegan as Tara, that would be like Heath Ledger as Joker. It would be like maybe Battison as Batman, or that type of perfect casting, in my humble opinion.
Damn, that's some high praise.
Yeah. I love that character. And look, granted, I have a massive crush on a lot of people, but Tegan, for some reason, my mind goes crazy for her. So I understand, maybe not the most objective opinion, but that would be really cool to see. It'll be really funny, somebody, because I feel like it's kind of like, how can I say this? There's a take I've been seeing. Forgot this guy's name. This guy's this is Wes Anti-Logic. Granted, he's gone off the rails on this whole woke thing. But before, he had his take on, the best Batman could play the Joker, And I kind of sort of view it the same way, Someone who could play Raven probably could play somebody like Tara or Mother Mayhem or a villain or Daft from somebody could do the opposite of that. How you feel about that?
No, that's a really good point. I like that quote a lot. I think it's a similar level of insanity and kind of just I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? They're both like intense figures and intense roles.
Yeah.
So I definitely see I see where you're coming from in that regard. That's really interesting. I like that.
Yeah. And it's funny because, like, it's funny because I remember when BVS came out, and it was a year later, right? Jared Leto got casted as Joker, but there was a rumor that they were looking at Robert Pattinson to play the Joker or the Riddler or whatever, and I'm like, what? And now looking back, I'm like, yo, that would have been cool as hell. But obviously, we're not in that world anymore. But it sort of brings back to, like, think about, like, when Michael Keaton, you know, was Batman. A lot of people didn't mess with it initially when he got cast because, like, oh, he played Beetlejuice. He should have been the Joker. I'm like, you know what? My people would have been insane Joker. You know, Christian Bale literally played the Joker in American Psycho, literally down to, like, the very nihilistic, very, like, he makes because that's the thing too. Because I heard someone say, like, American Psycho is a Joker origin movie, and I thought about it. I'm like, it makes too much sense because there's certain things about Joker's character that low-key doesn't make any sense. Like, how is he so skilled when he's apparently has been living near the poverty line his whole life? How does he know all these things? It would make sense that he was a rich person with a high education from, like, Yale or Harvard or whatever, and he lost his mind. He lost his insanity. You could maybe say, you know, he tried to be a comedian, and he was also always kind of teetering on the edge, but he had that, you know, one bad day, and next thing you know, the rest is history type of thing.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. That's really interesting as well. Dang, I like that. I feel like back to the Robert Pattinson thing, that would have been a really cool casting. I really would have. I could definitely get behind that. I would have vibed with that.
Yeah, for sure. Is there, like, a show or movie or whatever that people hate that but you really like for whatever reason?
A show or a movie. You know, honestly, my girlfriend's, like, a huge Five Nights at Freddy's fan. And, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, low-key, is kind of fire.
Yeah,
I'm kind of hyped for Five Nights at Freddy's too.
Was Josh Hutcherson in that? I forgot.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he was in that one.
Okay, it's just interesting. There's actually quite a few movies that kind of fall into that category. I'm gonna say Damsel's recent one, Millie Bobby Brown was in that. I don't know why. I really like that movie. Very gaudy, very weird, very, like, in your face about what he's trying to do, but I liked it because it felt like a throwback to, like, the 90s fantasy where it's just so over the top, so ridiculous, but it kind of works. Another movie I really liked that people didn't really like. I don't know why, man. I really love the RoboCop reboot from 2014, bro. It's just the CGI has aged really well. Michael Keaton, he's going off. Samuel Jackson, you know, we all know how great he is. You know, that is Joe Kilman's best performance. He was so good in that movie. I don't know why people didn't like that movie, besides not being as good as RoboCop 1. Like, come on. Those movies don't grow on trees. I really feel like if people gave that movie a chance, I think that would have been a really interesting franchise. That could have been, like, a genuine trilogy of movies. Another one I really liked that people didn't really mess with was it's a tough one. I'm gonna say there's one movie. Look, granted, you know, Electric Slate, it's not a good movie. I'm the first one to say that. The script's not very good. The acting, besides, like, Millie and Giancarlo Esposito, they missed the deadline on that. The directing's uninspired. The CGI is all over the place. But, like, it's a bit of a guilty pleasure. I'm gonna say that. Like, if you're kind of sort of turn off your brain, you could find enjoyment in the movie. Is it good? No, it's not. It's not. I'm not saying it's, like, art or whatever, but it is what it is.
Definitely. Yeah. I just thought of another one, which is probably gonna be Joker 2. Voilà, ya do. I kind of like that one. I thought Joker 2 was a fun little flick. I was honestly shocked that people hated the movie as much as they did.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the second one. I didn't hate it, but I felt it was a very missed opportunity. Like, you had the cast. Like, the cast was acting their asses off, and the script wasn't that good. And there were the cinematography is beautiful. I'm gonna say that, but it was a very missed opportunity. Another one I really love. I love the Nine Museum trilogy. Like, those are my comfort movies. Especially the second one. I'll say the second one is a classic of just family adventure action. It's just it's so perfect to me because what really ties it together to me is the chemistry. Everybody is having a blast. You could see Ben Stiller, like, he's dialed in. Hank Ariza might be the funniest comedic villain ever, bro. Kamun Raw, like, that guy was insane.
Exactly. Yeah, I haven't seen those movies in a very long time, but I remember loving them as a kid.
Yeah.
They were super fun.
Yeah, right. Another one I really love, Secret Life of Walter Mitty. That movie, to me, people throw this word around. That movie was ahead of its time. Like, you could drop that movie right now. I'm telling you this right now. It's getting awards consideration for something. I'm not saying it would have been like 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, but I think people, again, kind of missed the point of the movie in the way that they were kind of critiquing it. Oh, it's too sentimental, it's too idealistic. I mean, that's the point, right? It's not about and also, it just has a great message about life, like, and it just has a great message just about, just enjoying what you have. I mean, there's a sequence where he's riding through Iceland, and there's a song that comes in, and I kid you not, like, that was like an out of body experience, bro. Genuinely watching it for the first time, like, I think I watched that in theater. I never felt so uplifted after watching a movie. Like, I felt like I could do anything, and that's what the best movies should be striving for, like.
Sorry, you cut out there for a second. What was that last part?
The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Like, I really love that movie.
Oh, dude, that's another one I haven't heard in a minute. You're pulling up some like 2000s classics right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I can go all day. There is a TV show for some reason I like that it wasn't that good. I really liked I don't know. I really liked I would say I liked what I think the new I don't know why, the new Robin Hood adaptation by Director X. I kind of liked it. It was very different. Everybody hated it because it's people of color starring as characters. Like, come on, man! Like, of all the things, like, it's just so silly. But yeah, I liked it. Shit is a great. No, it's not. But it's a different take. Different view of something that's been sort of kind of beaten to death.
Mm-hmm. Man, I didn't even know there was a new Robin Hood movie now.
Yeah, it was a short-lived show. I mean, not many people watched it. It canceled it after one season. But you know what? But yeah. What is I know you have a girlfriend, but what was your celebrity crush growing up?
A celebrity crush growing up?
Yeah.
Oh man, dude. I can't even think of one right now. Why? Like, I'm like racking my brain and it's just empty. I got nothing.
Really?
Yeah, nothing's like jumping out to me.
Alright. I'll list you something. Number one right now is probably Haley Steinfeld. Like, her and Sinners, like, that was like I gasped when I saw her. I'm like, whoa. Like, I always had a crush on her. My brother had a massive crush on her back in the day. Then that kind of dissipated over time. But it's so weird. It's such a funny story. So this is 2021, I think, or 2020, I think. And this is the time where, like, I moved to Berlin with my family because my dad got a job over there. We lived there for like a year. It was a very interesting experience. It felt like a fever dream. It still feels like that. And for some reason, I started thinking about Haley for some reason. Just out of nowhere. And I had to go on her Instagram, and next thing you know, like, and you know what? The rest is history. Another one, obviously, I mentioned this to you before. Millie Bobby Brown I'll tell you a story. So I don't know why. So when we moved back, because I live in like Mississauga, Port Credit, right? It's like near like Lake Ontario, and I don't know why. My dad was like, he was coaching the youth soccer team, and I was walking, I don't know why, because Square One, like, it's like a 10-minute drive from my house. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking to myself, okay, how long does it take to walk there? Like, into the actual mall. And I knew I picked the wrong time, because the sun was already kind of setting. But I'm like, okay, if the sun sets, I'm just going to walk back, right? I was walking, and there's this bridge that's kind of abandoned bridge. Like, no one uses that bridge, right? And I saw a bicycle of a woman walk, and she was wearing, like, I don't know why, she's just wearing, like, all black. It was black khakis or shirt or whatever. She was riding a pink bicycle. For a split second, the time just slowed. It was like a Zack Snyder scene. Like, it was like a slow-mo. It was like that. For a split second, I got a full view of her face. She looked exactly like Millie Bobby Brown. And the next thing I turned around, she's already gone. And I wasn't gonna chase after her, right? So I kept walking, sunsetting, walked back. And then, I don't know why, I searched Millie up and go on Insta. And next thing you know, again, it's like, I have a massive crush on her. So, there's a bunch of others, Billie Eilish, Lupita Nyong'o, Lana Del Rey is my first real crush. Like, I was daydreaming about that woman in school, so that was funny. So yeah.
You get the whole roster, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, here's the thing. The thing about there's a tech I saw that I agree. Like, no one is ugly. Like, when people say, "Oh, this person's ugly," this person's on the track, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, how can you say that about a person? And preferences are preferences, but, like, even people that I don't like, I'm not going to start saying that, oh, they're ugly, they should be condemned forever. Like, I'm not like that. I don't operate on that sort of spectrum,
Yeah, I think that's a really beautiful sentiment. I can agree with that.
Because to me, like, like, what I look in a person is our personalities. Like, the thing is, can we, like, be on the same wavelength on certain things? I don't, again, like, the thing is that, if you're judging someone's value off of their appearance, then you got your priorities messed up. But there's also kind of an issue in the U.S., it just general, is that where, people would rather, again, this is just me, would rather, put a Band-Aid over something than actually looking at the full issues. Like, you must have heard of the bill that got passed in the U.S. by Trump.
Yeah.
That was just, I don't know, like, I don't know why. I read through a couple of these conservative, because they're conservative subreddits on Reddit, and those subreddits are, like, the most insane things I've ever seen in my life. They were celebrating like they won the World Cup, and it was just like, don't you not feel embarrassed by this? Like, you guys are going to be affected the most by this. And yet, but then I realized, like, they don't care. If they want the other side to be defeated, if their own side is also defeated in the process. It's a very, very messed up way of thinking,
Mm-hmm. I get what you're saying. I agree. I think beauty is in the eye of the beholder, of course.
Yeah.
And I think what's on the inside is as important as what's on the outside.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, do you have a comic book crush?
A comic book crush? I'm trying to think, man. I don't know. I think maybe like Catwoman. That's a
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh,
she's pretty cool.
Yeah, she is. Bro, I got so many. Obviously, Raven, Terra, Pandora, Batgirl, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn. Most of the female villains, honestly. And if I want to branch out, for some reason, I love the old school Disney villains, bro. They do something to me, man. Like,
old school Disney villains.
Yeah, like Maleficent, the evil queen before she turns to like a witch. Here's the thing, I love looking at witches, bro. I ain't gonna lie. There's something about them that is so interesting.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's valid. As I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the story. So, this is something I would do where, because in Humber Polytechnic, I graduated and all that stuff, convocations in a couple months, right? So, because on certain days, right, in Canada, where classes are kind of like, there's one class be at 8, and then ends at like 10:40, and then the next class will be at 3 something or 2 something. You have like this 3-4 hour block to do homework. I never did homework during that time unless I was like super desperate to get something done. And I would literally go on Pinterest. I would like listen to like Kanye, like Yeezus Kanye, Daft Punk, like the harshest industrial stuff. And I would look at those images, because those images used to scare the crap out of me when I was younger. Like I hated horror. Like this again, but that also kind of allowed me to sort of disarm those images in a way where I could look at it and think, this is cool as shit, And I would literally just be scrolling. I'll search up like, I don't know, like hooded witch, black and white, and it'll just take me through like a photo rabbit hole, There's another genre of music that I mess with a lot. It's called Witch House. And I don't know if you heard it or not, but it's kind of like hyperpop, but like it's much darker in a way. It was a micro genre. It didn't last that long. It was like a couple years. But aesthetically it's fire. Like, I understand, like, the pearl clutching people, the evangelicals, they're gonna hate that shit. They always do. But yeah.
Interesting. I gotta look in the Witch House.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, that's why, like, a lot of the, like, I don't know why I love hooded women, man. I love cloaks. I love that. I really feel like if somebody could rock that, then I'm like, okay, I'm invested. And I think, if there were ever to like, if I was making a Raven movie, I would have, there's an image, I don't know why I'm obsessed about. It's just from this, I don't know why. It's called, you're on Last FM, obviously. So, like, you search up Witch House, you start, like, there's, like, sort of scrolling down. There's this artist by the name of Gummy Bear, but it's, like, in symbols and hieroglyphics. It's very interesting. And this is main image of a woman that's, like, wearing some type of necklace. It looks like a tarot card. But I thought, but the person looks exactly like how I would do Raven in the beginning, where it's just a very simple black sort of cloak garment thing. Like, that could be like where she, like, she's in Nazareth or whatever, and then she transitions to the actual costume that we all know and love. That's how I would do it. But
interesting.
Yeah,
very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So, have you ever been on a trip outside the U.S.?
Outside of the U.S.? Yeah.
Okay.
I've been to Mexico, been to the UK.
Yeah, okay.
Been to Ireland.
Damn.
And that's about it.
Okay. Interesting. Damn. Man, I've been a lot of places, bro. I've been so funny. I did this. It's been almost like 11 years since like our family went on this trip through Europe. It's the coolest shit ever. Like we started from like Germany, then we went to Italy, then we drove through Switzerland. The Switzerland part was insane. Like, I'll never forget this. We were all driving. Like, my dad was driving. He rented this car, and he was driving through like the Alps. It wasn't the Alps, but like it was like this mountainous area, and bro, it literally like it was sunny. The weather was beautiful. The breeze was perfect. I'm like, is this a dream? Like, what? It was the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Like, genuinely, it has been moments like that come close to that. It was so surreal. Then we went for Austria. I think we went for Poland as well. It was such a great trip, man. Like, that's probably my favorite trip ever. Not gonna lie. I mean, I've been to Boxon a bunch of times. Those are always interesting. I've been to Miami, been to San Francisco. I've been to Montreal, Quebec a bunch of times. I've been to Ottawa. My dad has like these tournaments he coaches, these youth tournaments, right? And they're usually in Ottawa. So we would just go for 2-3 days, and I always like Ottawa. You know, I always felt like I was kind of underrated. Actually, it's a very interesting lore around that area. You know, and also it's the birthplace of one of my favorite artists. Period. Heard of Night Lovell?
Who?
Night Lovell. You ever heard of him? He's a rapper.
What's his name?
Night Lovell.
Night Lovell.
Yeah.
Let me see.
He's kind of like
I don't think.
he's like Bones and Suicide Boys, but like somehow darker, and there's a little bit of like a Kid Cudi thing going on with his sort of the way that
Okay.
he's an interesting artist. But I would say like his best music was probably like 2014 to like 2018. Like those 4 years, bro. I'm gonna say it like he was the best SoundCloud artist in the world that no one knew about, like on a mainstream level.
Interesting.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. What's your favorite food or restaurant to go to?
My favorite food.
Yeah.
Oh, I love so many different types of food. I like burgers and tacos the most, I think. Yeah, man, love a good burger, love a good taco.
Okay.
Can't really go wrong with that, you know.
Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting, man. I love, I still eat halal food, but there's so many foods. But probably my favorite dish is probably fish and chips. You can't go wrong with that. Like, you can't go wrong with that. What my favorite drink is probably like a smoothie right now. I love smoothies, bro. I always loved them, but like recently, like that's all I've been drinking recently. So yeah, wow, interesting. So yeah, we're heading towards the last stretch of the interview, and so we're gonna play a little game where I'm gonna again. Have you heard of Drink Champs?
Yeah.
Wow, you heard of it? Wow. Okay. So there's a Q&A session that Noriega does, where he asks the artist or whoever, he gives them essentially two artists or two franchises, two people in general. You have to pick either or. But the difference is we're not drinking. You can't say both. You can't say neither. So you have to pick one. And if you want to tell a story or a reason why or whatever, you're free to do that.
Okay.
Batman or Spider-Man?
I'm gonna go Batman for sure.
Okay.
That's just my go, man.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
like that's like top one. I love that guy. Come on.
Okay. Harley Quinn or Poison Ivy?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go. Ooh, this is a hard one. I'm gonna go Poison Ivy. I really like the new G. Wilson Poison Ivy run.
Okay.
That's a really great story.
Okay.
And Harley's still sick.
Okay. Raven or Starfire?
Raven or Starfire? Man. Oh, buddy. I'm gonna go. Oh. I don't even know, bro. I wish I could take the drink. I'll go Raven.
Okay.
Just cause, I need Dick to stay with Barbara, so
Okay.
we get Starfire out of here. It's a
funny.
lock.
That's funny. Okay. DC or Marvel?
I do prefer Marvel comics more.
Okay.
But
Wow.
I like DC. I think I don't like the MCU at all. I hate the MCU. But I think Marvel comics I enjoy more.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Deathstroke or Deadshot?
We're gonna go Deathstroke. I think.
Yeah.
He's just got such a sick costume, man.
Yeah.
I love how his fit.
Okay. Ravager or Jinx?
Ravager or Jinx? I have to look. I don't know who these people are.
Ravager is Deathstroke's daughter.
Oh, okay. And then who's Jinx?
Jinx is part of the Teen Titans. She's like a villain and she's a hero.
Let me see. Jinx. Yeah, I'll go. Oh, okay. Jinx looks familiar now that I looked it up. I'll go Jinx then.
Okay. All right. Terra or Beast Boy?
Oh yeah, definitely gonna go Beast Boy.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Teen Titans or X-Men?
X-Men for sure, bro.
Okay.
I think X-Men are such a beautiful group because they're so important to the comic book industry. Like, Teen Titans wouldn't exist without X-Men.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
right.
And also just, like, I think X-Men has a lot of political messaging in it.
Yeah.
That we often overlook. But
yeah, for sure.
Like, there's so many powerful stories. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Flash or Cyborg?
I'll go Cyborg. I've never been a Flash guy. Yeah, like Barry, Wally, Jay Garrick. I was like, I don't care. Like, what's the Speed Force? Yeah, give me Cyborg any day.
Okay. All right. All right. George Miller or Neil Gaiman?
George Miller.
Okay.
Like, who's George Miller, actually?
Oh my God, Frank Miller. Yeah. Messed up on that. Frank Miller or Neil Gaiman?
I just said George Miller because I thought you were talking about the Mad Max director, and I was like, I mean, I guess. Yeah, no, I'm going Frank, man. I don't support Neil Gaiman.
Okay. Okay. All right. Tupac or Biggie?
Oh man, we'll go Tupac. We'll go Tupac.
All right. Okay. Kanye West or Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah, go Kendrick, man.
Okay. Alright, okay. Drake or Lil Wayne?
Oh man, I'm going. Listen, man. I originally you asked me 2 years ago, I would have said Drake, but I'm going Lil Wayne, man. I'm not like that. I'm not like Drake. Okay.
Okay.
We distance ourselves from those types of people.
Okay. Alright, DMX or Jadakiss?
I'm gonna go DMX.
Okay.
So hype. Got me through so many workouts.
Yeah. Damn, okay. Metro Booming or Michael Made It?
Metro, for sure. Metro is such a pioneer, man.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, Charlie XCX or Portishead?
Oh, I'm gonna go Charlie.
Okay.
I love Charlie.
Okay. Ray or Rita Ora?
I'm not sure who those people are.
Ray
be honest.
Ray was actually, I think she was signed to Charlie XCX. I think as a co-sign. I think Rita Ora was like really popular in the UK. She went out with like ASAP Rocky and Taika Waititi and those guys.
Oh, I recognize her, but I realize I don't think I've listened to any of her songs.
Okay.
I don't think I've listened to a Ray song either.
Okay. Alright, okay. Alright, Miley Cyrus or Olivia Rodrigo?
I'm going Olivia. I love Guts. I love Sour. I think it's called Sour.
Yeah,
right?
Sour, yeah.
Yeah, both of those albums are so much fun.
Yeah. Okay. Beyonce or Prince?
Prince, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
Alright. Michael Jackson or Frank Sinatra?
I honestly don't listen to that much Frank Sinatra, so I gotta go MJ.
Okay. Logic or Macklemore?
Oh. Ew. I gotta pick?
Yeah.
Can't we just leave them both?
You have to pick one, man.
I guess I'll go Macklemore,
Yeah. For sure, okay. Eminem or Elvis Presley?
I think Honestly, I'll go Elvis.
Okay. Jay-Z or Nas?
Ooh. Oh. I'm gonna go Hove. I'm gonna go Jay-Z.
Okay. Interesting. Pete Rock or Just Blaze?
I'm gonna go Pete Rock.
Okay. DJ Premier or Madlib?
Madlib for sure.
All
I think Madlib is top 5.
Okay. Dr. Dre or Rick Rubin?
Does Rick Rubin even make music?
No, he's produced. He produces a lot of stuff. He mixes a lot of stuff. Still.
What has he produced?
He produced like.
I've seen clips of him saying shit like I don't even know how to play an instrument. So like, I gotta go Dr. Dre off principle.
Alright.
I think Rick Rubin sits in the room and listens to people, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, that sounds good."
Okay. Tyler Creator or Earl Sweatshirt?
Oh, I love both of their recent output so much.
Yeah.
Man, that's hard. I guess I'll go Tyler, but it's really hard. I love Earl too.
Okay. Alright. Vince Staples or Danny Brown?
I'd say Danny for sure.
Okay. Interesting. Billie Eilish or Lana Del Rey?
I'll go Lana Del Rey.
Okay. Interesting. Sabrina Carpenter or Chapel Roan?
I'm gonna go Chapel. I like Chapel quite a bit.
Okay. Madison Beer or Addison Rae?
I haven't listened to much of either of them.
Okay.
I'll go. Who's the one? I'll go. Addison Rae was on the Brat remix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Addison. Though.
Okay. Arca or Gasafistan?
Oh man. I'll go Arca.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Kate Tronada or Flume?
Ooh, shit. They're both really great in their own regard, but I'll go Kate Tronada.
Okay. All right. Schoolboy Q or J Rock?
I'm gonna go Schoolboy Q.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Isaiah Rashad or Kid Cudi?
Easily Zaywap. Come on, Isaiah Rashad for sure.
Okay. Robin Thicke or Party Next Door?
Robin Thicke. Is he that? He made that song.
Yeah, Blurred Lines. Yeah.
Pharrell.
His older music is really good though. Like it's very old school, like R&B, soul. I think you would like. It's kind of unfortunate his career has been overshadowed with Blurred Lines and everything, all the nonsense afterwards. But he was really good at his time. You know.
I've only heard Blurred Lines, so I'll have to go PND.
Okay. All right. Frank Ocean or The Weeknd?
I'm gonna go Frank.
Okay. Damn. Okay. Megan Fox or Millie Bobby Brown?
God, what music? I mean, like
Not music, but
like
they're actresses.
Their bodies of work. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of their.
Okay.
I guess I mean recency bias. I'll go Millie just because I haven't really seen Megan Fox in anything.
Okay.
Lately.
Okay. Natalie Portman or Keira Knightley?
They do look really similar, huh? I also just haven't seen Keira Knightley in anything recently.
Okay.
So I'll go Natalie.
Okay. Kate Winslet or Florence Pugh?
Florence, I really like Florence Pugh. She's a great low rising star right now.
Yeah. Okay. Jenna Ortega or Sadie Sink?
Probably Jenna Ortega. I think has some more memorable roles.
Okay. Ronaldo or Messi?
Oh man, I'm gonna go Messi.
Okay. All right. Lewandowski or Zlatan?
I don't know what that means, bro.
Okay. JPEG Mafia or Death Grips?
I'll go Peggy, honestly.
Okay. Bryson Tiller or Brent Fayez?
Probably Brent Fayez, I think.
Okay.
He's gonna take the edge a little bit.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Iron Man or Mr. Fantastic?
I like Reed Richards a lot in the comics. I don't really read a lot of Iron Man, so I'll go Mr. Fantastic.
Okay. Joker or Green Goblin?
I'll go Joker. Just because Batman's my guy.
Okay.
So Joker's my secondary.
Okay. Penguin or Two-Face?
We'll go Two-Face.
Okay. Bella Ramsey or Emma Corrin?
I don't know who Emma Corrin is, so I'll go Bella.
Okay. Justin Bieber or Chris Brown?
Probably Justin Bieber.
Okay. All right. Haley Steinfeld or Amy Adams?
I guess I don't know. I guess Amy Adams. I've seen her in more stuff.
Okay. Sopranos or Breaking Bad?
Sopranos. I'm gonna go Sopranos.
Better Call Saul or The Wire?
I haven't seen The Wire actually, so gotta go Better Call Saul.
Okay. Stranger Things or Game of Thrones?
Haven't seen Game of Thrones, surprisingly, so
Wow.
I'll go Stranger Things.
Okay. Succession or The Bear?
I'll go Succession for sure.
Okay. Clone Wars or Andor?
Andor, easily, man.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay. Damn. Christopher Nolan or Stanley Kubrick?
Stanley's got a much more prolific and impactful output for sure.
Okay. Quentin Tarantino or Darren Aronofsky?
Probably Aronofsky, right?
Yeah.
Seems like the right answer.
Okay. Spielberg or Scorsese?
I go Scorsese.
Yeah. Okay. Leonardo DiCaprio or Marlon Brando?
I'll go Leo.
Okay. Al Pacino or Robert De Niro?
Probably Robert. I'll go Robert De Niro.
Okay. Denzel Washington or Samuel L. Jackson?
Samuel L. Jackson. I'll go that. I'll do that.
Okay. Kate Bishop or Miss Marvel?
Miss Marvel.
Okay. J.J. Abrams or Ryan Johnson?
Probably JJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Burgers or pizza?
Oh, burgers. Come on.
Okay. Smoothies or milkshake?
Smoothies for sure.
Okay. Alan Moore or Grant Morrison?
Morrison. Clears.
Okay. Damn. Okay. Constantine or Sandman?
Honestly, I haven't read either. I've read a little bit of Constantine, so I'll go Constantine.
Okay. Thanos or Darkseid?
I think Thanos is is a really interesting character. Darkseid is kind of just a bad guy sometimes. So,
Okay. Wow. Future or Young Thug?
Man. I don't know.
You have to pick one.
I think Slime Season 2 and Dirty Sprite, Slime Season 3 and Dirty Sprite 2 are just both, like, so good. Like near perfection.
Okay.
I guess I'll go Future. I'll go Future.
Okay. A$AP Rocky or Travis Scott?
A$AP Rocky.
Okay. Project Pat or Juicy J?
Project Pat.
Okay. Clips or Mobb Deep?
Oh. Probably Mobb Deep.
Okay. Pusha T or Mos Def?
I mean, like, objectively, the answer is Mos Def, but, like, I'm gonna go Pusha T.
Okay. Lupe Fiasco or Black Dot?
I'm gonna go Lupe.
Okay. Big Sean or J. Cole?
Shit. I don't really like either of them, but I'll go J. Cole.
Okay. Havoc or The Alchemist?
Alchemist.
Okay. Snoop Dogg or Wiz Khalifa?
Probably Snoop Dogg, right? He's got more impact.
Okay. Mac Homie or Styles P?
Oh, but yeah, Mac Homie for sure.
Okay. West Side Gun or Benny the Butcher?
I'm gonna go Gun. I'm gonna go West Side Gun.
Okay. JID or Conway?
I'm going Jid for sure.
Okay. Patrick Mahomes or Peyton Manning?
I'll go Mahomes. I don't know why, but I will.
Okay. Lamar Jackson or Drew Brees?
I'll go. I don't know these guys, but I'll go Lamar.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Beastie Boys or Outkast?
Outkast for sure, man. Okay. I love Outkast so much.
Okay.
Beastie Boys is great too, but
yeah. UGK or Migos?
Probably UGK, I think.
Okay. Pimp C or Bun B?
Ooh, we'll go Pimp C.
Okay. Cannabis or Hobson?
I don't know who Cannabis is, but I hate Hobson so much.
Yeah. NF or Jordan Lucas?
Yeah, that's also a horrible selection right there. Probably NF.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. G-Eazy or French Montana?
Oh my god, dude. Why are you just doing this to me? I'll go French Montana, though.
Okay. You don't like French? You don't like G-Eazy?
No, not at all.
Okay. Jim Jones or Jules Santana?
I'm not sure who those are.
Okay. All right. Chief Keef or Lil Durk?
You gotta go Chief Keef.
Okay.
That impact is indisputable.
G Herbo or Juice World?
Juice World for sure.
Lil Baby or Gunna?
I'll do Lil Baby.
Alright. Okay. SZA or Whitney Houston?
I'll do SZA.
Okay, wow. Okay. Ariana Grande or Mariah Carey?
I'll go Mariah.
Okay. Madonna or Bob Marley?
I guess Madonna.
Okay. Vibes Cartel or Cardinal Offshore?
I don't know who those people are.
Okay. You don't listen to reggae?
Not really.
Alright. Okay. Okay. Wow. Akon or Don Toliver?
Don Toliver for sure.
Yeah. But early Akon was fire, I ain't gonna lie.
It's great, but it's still Don.
Okay. Cali Uchis or Daniel Caesar?
I'll do Cali Uchis.
Okay. Tate McRae or Pink Panthers?
I like Pink Panthers a lot. I'll do that.
Okay. Daft Punk or Aphex Twin?
I like Daft Punk way more. It's just easier to listen to.
Okay. Autechre or Boards of Canada?
Probably Board Sports of Canada.
Okay, interesting. Let's see. Justice or Disclosure?
I'll go Disclosure.
Okay. Deadmau5 or Avicii?
Deadmau5 probably.
Okay. Skrillex or Burial?
I haven't really listened to Burial.
You have to go. This is a whole different thing.
I'll check it out.
Okay. Tiesto or Mark Garrix?
I don't know who those are either.
Oh, okay. Okay. Boldy James or Larry June?
I'll do Boldy James, I think.
LeBron or Michael Jordan?
It's LeBron, baby. Come on.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Need for Speed or Forza?
I played a lot more Forza, I think.
Okay. These are video games. Injustice or Arkham game? Batman Arkham, whatever.
The Arkham games are a lot better.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. I'm thinking. Last of Us or GTA?
Probably GTA.
Okay. Yeah. Forza or not Forza? Ferrari or Lamborghini?
Ferrari.
Okay. Aston Martin or McLaren?
I'll go to Aston.
Toyota or Hyundai?
Toyota. Come on.
Okay. Audi or Nissan? Nissan or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Nissan. Oh no. Oh yeah, I'll go Nissan.
Okay. Walmart or Target?
Target.
McDonald's or Burger King?
I'm boycotting both.
Okay. I can't say that. Okay. Damn. Okay. Nightwing or Red Hood?
I'll go Nightwing.
Okay. Damn. Gotham or Metropolis?
I'd rather live in Metropolis.
Okay. All right. Jean Grey or Scarlet Witch?
We'll do Jean Grey.
Okay. Just thinking. Chocolate bars or ice cream?
Ice cream.
Damn. Okay. Wow. Oh. Damn. Subway or train? This is transportation.
What? Subway or the train?
Yeah.
Probably Subway.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Second last one. Comic books or graphic novels?
I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I fucking hate people that are like, oh, actually, a comic book is a single issue and a graphic. Now, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
All right, they're the same thing, buddy.
Okay.
Not you. All
right.
I've just got so many nerds
Alright.
that say that shit to me. It really pisses me off. But I guess I'll go graphic novel.
Last one. Calvin and Hobbes or the Peanuts?
Bro, I have no clue what either of those things are.
You don't know Calvin Hobbes, damn.
Calvin Hobbes? Oh, wait. Like,
Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so Charlie Brown or what was the other one?
Calvin and Hobbes.
Calvin and Hobbes versus Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. You know, it's kind of funny because now I looked it up, I recognize it, but like I never knew it was called Calvin and Hobbes. I just always saw it
Yeah.
growing up.
Yeah.
So I gotta go Charlie Brown.
Damn. Okay. Alright. Bonus one. 50 Cent or T.I.?
I'll do 50.
Okay. Second last one. Designer or Pop Smoke?
Pop Smoke for sure.
Okay. Yeah, that's the end of the interview, bro. I really appreciate you coming on, showing out. I know this interview got delayed a gazillion times, but I mean, I'm really grateful that we got this thing done. I really felt like we got a lot of chemistry going, you know?
Yeah, for sure. It was really nice. It was fun. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm always, rooting for, small content creators like you, trying to become more popular because we need more of a variety, I think. Because, initially I didn't think you would, respond to me, but, because I have kind of a fear of rejection with this type of stuff, but I really appreciate you accepting the invite and, rest is history,
Yeah, there we go. That's how it goes, man. The rest is history.
Have a nice day. Maybe you can do this maybe end of the year, who knows?
Yeah, that'd be nice. Off the record, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Just to reconfirm, you're gonna edit the part out where you said my name, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I'll go in there.
Awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I do think it's funny though that we had.
Yeah, it is funny. The world's a small place,
It's a small place. Both use of S. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you take it easy, man. Have a nice weekend.
You too. Bye. That is another episode of the Renegade Podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it the same way I enjoyed this one putting together. See you guys later.